Namaste. Welcome to another edition of Subhu's Launch Talk. This is going to be a very important and an interesting video. Now, why do I say it is an important and interesting video? Because this video we will be talking about wealth. Wealth is such a magnetic word that the moment somebody talks money, our ears become big, like a dog will have when it senses a slightest sound. For us, wealth is like that. I had a Marwadi friend, and he used to say that from childhood, he says, every Marwadi can sense the sound of the coin dropping in sand. That means he was trying to say that money is the sound of money or the smell of money is always their mind is tuned to that. The radar is so powerful that it can spot the sound of money or the smell of money anywhere. So I'm going to talk about such a subject. Hence, I call it as a very important and a very interesting subject called wealth. Now, when we say wealth, the general perception is bank balance, big salary, big house, general wealth, big car, luxurious dresses, watches, specs, modern dresses, expensive dresses, ethnic dresses. We call all this restaurants, big restaurants, going to big restaurant. We call all this like the guy is having wealth. But today I'm not going to talk about that wealth. That wealth is part of what I'm going to talk about, the total wealth. So, what is a total wealth? The word total has got significance. So, I'm going to talk about total wealth and what are the components of the total wealth that one should strive for in life. Now, why do we talk about total wealth? Because total wealth would include your bank balance and money. At the same time, it also includes your physical and mental health. So, if you put all this together, I call it as a total health. For example, you may earn a lot of money under tremendous pressure, and then one fine day I find person is no more. I know a few examples who were top honchos. They had climbed the ladder very fast. They wanted to do everything at a high level, perfect level, or better than others. Be a numero uno, and in the bargain, they would get all this BP, all these things, and the person leaves this world by 50s. बहुत पैसा कमाया लेकिन आदमी नहीं है. I remember my own childhood friend who has become the CEO of a medical equipment company in Singapore. And once during one of the reunion, I told him, I congratulate you for reaching the top, and you are the CEO of the company now. Though at one point of time we were all like common people playing cricket on the road with a rubber ball. But now he reached a level of CEO, and he said that though I have reached the level of CEO, nothing comes without a cost. He says, money has come, but along with that, hypertension has also come. I was, when he gave this answer, I was a bit taken back. I mean, there's a truth in whatever he's saying, which means while you are earning wealth, it is not that you don't have to become a CEO. It is not that you don't have to compete in this world. It is not that you need not try to be your best. But there are other factors also which need to be taken care of. And that is what I call it as the total wealth. And in this video, we will be talking about the components of the total wealth, where each and every component is equally important. Just like a tripod. What is a tripod? A tripod has three stands, three legs. Even if one leg is short or one leg is weak, the tripod falls. So if the tripod has to stand effectively and with stability, all the three legs have to be equally strong. And when all the three legs are strong, we call it as the tripod is quality is total. And now I am going to talk about the components of total wealth, not just wealth, total wealth. And how do we achieve that? How do we achieve that? Or how do we understand each component? So that just like in any exam, there are different subjects: mathematics, science, English, Hindi, Marathi, moral science. There are different subjects. If you are only good in maths and you're not and you're failed in other subjects, at the end of the report card, you will be marked as fail. Whereas somebody who is not strong in any one subject but somehow maintained some marks, passing marks of each subject, he is marked as pass. So the point is, it is not about scoring in one subject. One has to score the minimum for of all the subjects, and each subject is different. And when you look at all the subject, you call it as a scorecard, which includes all the subjects. So what I'm going to talk to now is similar. What are the components of total wealth, and how do I understand the each component? So let me begin with my definition of total wealth. The total wealth is equal to IQ plus EQ plus SQ. Now you will ask me, what is it? I repeat again. Total wealth is equal to IQ plus EQ plus SQ. So you must be confused. अरे क्या बोला ये? कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. Breathe easy. सब समझ में आएगा. IQ is called the intelligent quotient. It has to do with your analysis, and finding solutions to problem solving. It has to do with the mind component. EQ is equal to emotional quotient. That is, how do you face different situations? How do you form relations? How do you interact with the world? How do you interact with the world? Also, how do you face the different challenges that the world throws at you. That's called the emotional quotient. And the third component is SQ, that is the spiritual quotient, which means at the end of the day, in spite of everything that you do, there is somebody at the top, or there is somebody inside who is not only a creator of you but is part of this creation. So he's inside. That creator is within you. The creator creates the creation, and he resides in the creation. This is called ab- above science. So where does spiritual SQ start? When science ends, when logic ends, SQ starts. So there will be a point when logic will end. Why does suddenly a plane bursts in midair? Why does train accidents happen? Why does somebody till yesterday was talking to me and today is met an accident on the road? Various situations happen in life which is beyond the normal explanation. There is something else, somebody else that is running the show. So let me start with one by one. I start with IQ. The, the total wealth I am talking about is one should have a good IQ with EQ with SQ. So whenever you look at yourself, or whenever you assess yourself, look at all three components. Your IQ is more, your EQ is less, there's an imbalance. Your IQ is less, your other things are, there are imbalance. One needs to have, not at the highest level, but at least you must be aware of these three things. I put an effort in IQ, you have to put an effort in EQ, you have to put an effort in SQ, and the totality will give you a result. So when I say IQ in normal terms, that is, ये सब जो भी बताया वो सब सर के ऊपर गया साहब, आपने जो भी अभी बताया लास्ट 15 मिनट में मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, सब सर के ऊपर गया. ठीक है, धीरे से भाई, धीरे से अभी आगे देखो, धीरे से. IQ means things like project management. Now, what is project management? Life itself is a project. You have to earn money, you have to buy a house, you have to buy a car, you have to run a family, you have to raise children, you have to buy food from food, you have to arrange for the food, you have to go, you have to travel the world, you have to do recreation. All this is called project. Every small thing you do is a project. Exam लिखना है, pass this particular this thing, get some qualification, apply for a job, get the job, look at what are the jobs available. Everything is like a project. Including in the job, it will say this is the project I am giving you. Now I want this project to be done. Now what is a project? Project has a beginning and it has an end, and there is a time frame. They say that within 3 months I want this to be done. Within 3 years this road has to be laid. Within 5 years this airport has to be built. Project management. So you learn how to manage the project. For example, let's take domestic work. You can use technology. For example, washing machine. What does it do? Your project of washing clothes becomes easier. Take air conditioning. The project of keeping your rooms cool or your environment cool, air conditioners do it. The project of grinding, you can get the food processor for grinding, for chopping, for for mixing. These days you're using technology for you to make things easier, because one of the aspects of project is how do you put less effort and get more benefit. We've spoken about it before, and technology helps in that. Less effort, more benefit. How do I find a route from my house to particular tourist spot, Kodaikanal? Immediately I will take the smartphone, dal diya, Google dal diya, what is the distance and things like that. So technology helps you to, you don't have to ask anybody, yeah, how far is Kodaikanal, which route I have to go, are there hotels there, what is the weather, will I get this, will I get that, सब कुछ Google में. The technology has made things in our desk. So the first thing is you must know how to use this technology also. You must know to use the washing machine. You must know to use the smartphone for your use. You must know how to use the yeah, how much air conditioning you want. All this basic knowledge is called project management. The second is time management. IQ involves time management. How do I manage my time? How do I give my time for various activities? How do I understand time? The urgent activities. How do I prioritize important activities? So urgent and important. For example, you may be doing something important, there will be a phone call. And if you, oh, the phone call is very urgent, you know, you are seeing the number, it is from your friend who wants to spend some gossip with you for some time. What do? First, do the important job. Finish that important job. Then take the call back and say, yes, I was in the other job. Now I'm calling you. Now chat for 1 hour, 2 hours. Doesn't matter. Because that is also part of the next aspect which I'm going to talk about. So time management. And third is financial management. You have to know an idea about what is the revenue, what is expenditure, what is the cost of vegetables, what is the cost of this, where do I save, where do I put, which places I will use casual clothes, which places I have to use formal clothes, where should I, how many movies should I see in a month, which supermarket should I go so that I can get more discounts. All this comes in. How do I save, which uh, where should, how much should I save. All this thing comes in financial management. So IQ, you need IQ for project management, you need IQ for time management, and you need IQ for financial management. So let me come to the next aspect called EQ. EQ means emotional quotient. Now what happens in emotional quotient? You have to, when you relate with the world, you will come across various opinions. Everybody, all are right, all are right from their standpoint of view. You ask anybody, you will feel why this, I'm giving an opinion, why the other person is attacking me, and you get lost. In emotional quotient, you understand that people will have as many. Once I asked my bro, tell me, why are we having so much arguments in the social media on certain subjects which seem to be very clear. So I had gone for a walk with him, and we discussed certain subjects, and I pulled this subject called why there is so much of uh, arguments in social media. When things are very clear, there is no argument. Some statements there are no argument, yet there will be an argument. For example, I told him sky is blue. Immediately you find somebody asking, how can you say sky is blue, sky is gray, sky is black, and all these things starts coming in. So he told me a very interesting thing. He asked me, how many world do you see? I say, what is this question? I can see only one world. Then he said, that is wrong. He says, there are there are as many worlds as there are heads. I immediately uh, saluted my bro, saying that पते की बात बताइए. So you are seeing one world, but he says there are as many worlds as there are heads. तो सब अपना अपना कहानी बोलेंगे. So once you know this, your emotional conscience will be always, you will be taking it lightly. हाँ ऐसा क्या, अच्छा है, सही है, बात सही है तुम्हारा, एकदम परफेक्ट. Though you may not subscribe to it, you have an opposite opinion. फिर भी. So in emotional quotient what comes is, all are right in their own standpoint, but you stand with your conviction about what you feel is right. Doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your opinion. You can stand with your opinion. And in that, once Ambedkar said, in democracy, though I hold my opinion strongly, I will defend your right to have an opposite opinion till my death and allow you to make a fool of yourself. He brought in humor in this. He brought in humor in this entire explanation. He said, I will hold an opinion very strongly. I will not change my opinion, but I will defend your right to have an opposite opinion till my death and allow you to make a fool of yourself. So whenever you come across in emotional quotient, you need to find a certain amount of peace in the chaos. In relations, you will come across a lot of things like, I am okay, you are not okay. And you will wonder, Arey yaar, why is he saying like this? I am not okay, and this is aisa visa. I am also okay. And you tend to justify your point of view. Has ke lene ka. And you operate from a point of view that I am okay, you are also okay. So there is a formula about, there are four people operate in four modes. One mode is I am okay, you are not okay. Second mode is you are okay, I am not okay. Third mode is I am also not okay, you are also not okay. But the fourth mode is called emotional quotient. That is, I am okay, you are also okay. So when you have arguments, you it's not that you surrender to whatever he's saying. You place your opinion, accept his opinion. As they say in Hindi, मतभेद होंगे, दुश्मनी नहीं. So with a particular person, there are so many subjects we discuss. There will be many subjects where we agree. Totally agree. I agree with you. And the same person in some other subject we say, I totally disagree with you. Which means I am not against the person who is talking. It is not about who is right. I am right or you are right. It is about what is right. So I am standing on my conviction that this is right. But that is the point. So this you operate on the mode of I am okay, you are okay. Emotionally you are stable. Emotionally, if the other person knows that you can be manipulated, then they can create trouble for you. They'll say 100 things and trouble you. At the same time, if you smile it off and then say, you say whatever you want, but I need not say what I will do. I will do what I want to do. So let's take this in a lighter manner. Once a boy who was going to get married. His father told him that don't fight with your wife. The boy said, the boy is young, he's around in 20s, and that time he's a ball of fire. He said, Dad, what are you telling me? If there is something which I don't agree, how come you are saying you don't fight? I will have my point of view. I will have an argument. How can you say you don't have any argument, don't fight? Then the dad said, Son, I told you not to fight, but I didn't tell you what you should not do. Which means, if somebody is saying, the wife is saying something, just listen, listen. But you do what you want to do. You need not even justify. अपना काम करवा के ले लो. Later stage, now, as I get older, I understand the depth of that particular uh, father's advice to his son. That many a times you just have to allow things to pass by. Let it go. But doesn't mean that you have to operate from that mode. You operate in your own mode. Don't create any issues. Don't have to justify. Do what you want to do. किसी को तकलीफ मत देना. These tips are what is called an emotional quotient to maintain your sanity. To maintain your sanity in an insane world. Because there are as many views as there are heads. So no more you will have any issues with any relations. You understand? Relationship. That ये बात ही है ना. बात क्या ठीक है. अरे क्या बात क्या जबरदस्त. यार दिमाग है तेरा. बोलने में क्या है. दिमाग है बोलने का और अपना काम करने का. ट्राई करो. बॉस बोलते जाएगा कुछ ना कुछ सुनते जाओ. नो यू कांट गो देयर, यू कांट गो देयर, व्हाई डिड यू गो देयर. दुनिया भर का बोलेगा. सुना बस सुन के लेने का. बट डोंट टेल योर बॉस नो इन स्पाइट ऑफ यू टेलिंग मी आई वेंट देयर. फंसेगा तू. Yeah, emotion. You have to have that emotional quotient. Emotional quotient requires an uncommon common sense. An uncommon, not common sense. Uncommon common sense is what you should try to have when you have an emotional quotient. Everybody should look at you and say, "Are बढ़िया." Easy. But at the same time, if things comes to shove, you stand with your conviction. If there are certain things which are happening unfair, you all are right in their own standpoint. But you can also give your opinion not with the motive that the other person is wrong. You don't have to tell that you are wrong, but you tell that I have a different opinion. You may have that opinion, I agree. Your opinion could be right, but I have a different opinion. That is because in every viewpoint, there are three sides. In every viewpoint, there are three sides. What are those three sides? One side is my view. मेरा, मैं जो सोचता है, मेरा सोच, मेरा, my way of looking at things is one way. Other is the person with whom you are talking, his or her way of thinking, his or her view, his or her thoughts about a particular subject. And the third is the truth. So, the truth will be something else. वो अलग रहते हैं. My view and your view. Now you'll ask me how is that? I'll tell you about a joke or not. I won't. Every joke has got some inside meaning. There is some message that comes. So you take it as a joke or you take it as a philosophy. I take it as an demonstration. So 5 blind men were asked to describe and describe what they are sensing. what they are feeling. So the first, an elephant was brought in the room. The five blind men have not seen the elephant. They just, there is an elephant there, and they are touching the, each person is touching the various parts of the elephant and describing in its own way what he understands. So one of them held the leg and said that this is a pillar. One of them held the trunk and said this is a pipe. One of them held the skin and said this is leather. So what is the underlining message in this? In this message, all five blind men were right in their own opinion. They were right. One thing is like a pillar, another is like a pipe, the other thing is like a leather. सब कुछ correct है. But in totality, they were wrong. In totality, the truth was something else. The truth was a elephant. But this blind man is giving his version. The other blind man is giving other version. The third blind man is giving uska version. So when we talk of any subject, we are giving our versions. The actual thing is something else. So when you see Subhu's launch talk, I am giving my version. So there could be somebody who will say, "Saab kya baat karta hai? Kya? I don't think whatever you talk is correct." He is also right. वो भी सही है. You must be seeing something else. But the truth is something different. So in total wealth, we have now discussed two components. One is IQ is equal to intelligent quotient. The third is EQ. The second is EQ, emotional quotient. And now the third and the most powerful quotient is spiritual quotient. Now what is spiritual quotient? Spiritual quotient is, now we are going above science. Till now it could be uncommon. First IQ is science and max. EQ is uncommon common sense. SQ is above that. SQ is a belief. It's a total belief. Because you come to know that so many things are happening which is not in your hands. Did you choose your parents? Did you choose your relatives? Did you choose that you should be born in India? Did you choose? So something has happened. Some creator has created you, and he is the master. That creator is a master. That belief. Now what happens when this belief comes? When you believe that, you will not get devastated when things don't happen. If you don't have a spiritual quotient, you cannot handle failure. Devastate हो जाएगा. You will lose your mental balance. You will feel why everything is happening for everybody, but nothing is happening for me. Also, your concentration gets affected. Totally your concentration gets affected. You are confused. Totally confused. You will not know what next to do. After encountering a certain situation which is not as per your plan, it fails. You will not know what next to do because you get totally confused. Say for example, Arjun. He was a master in his skill. He was a fully skilled person. But when he had to do a certain thing, he lost the courage. He lost his mental balance. He put down his bows and arrows. And he needed a spiritual master who was like a friend, philosopher and guide. Now what is that friend, philosopher and guide? In our case, it is the intuition. If you consider Lord Krishna as your intuition, who directs you, who tells you, yes, now do this, do that, and you leave it to him. Okay, Krishna, you have asked me to do this. I will do it. The Lord Krishna comes and says, Subbu, take some Subbu's launch stock. Don't worry about the results. Just do it. Ma Faleshu. Ma Faleshu Kadachana. Which means you do. Leave the fruit to me. Whether the fruit is successful or not, that I will take care. But Lord Krishna didn't say that if you do some effort, there will be no fruit. He didn't say Na Kaleshu, Faleshu. He said Ma Faleshu, which means don't have desire. Just do it. Now, when you do it, when you do a particular job, or when you perform a certain, this thought helps you to concentrate better. That let me not first decide. As soon as you go to bat in a test match, you think of how it will be if I hit 100. The entire stadium will clap hands. The comment, and then I will give interview. I will be called a man of the match. And the moment you take the stance, first ball lakada, बोल्ड हो गया. पूरा माइंड में लगा था कि अभी आज तो सेंचुरी मार के बाहर आना है. द एंटायर सचिन सचिन सचिन, पूरा स्टेडियम विल क्राई सचिन सचिन. एंड इधर पहला बॉल में अपन सचिन किया, हो गया अपना, वापस आ गया. व्हाट विल बी योर मेंटल स्टेटस? That's why Krishna says, don't worry whether you are hitting 0 or 100. Your job is now to bat. Take the bat, go to the crease, face the ball. Wherever the ball comes, you try to hit the ball. See the ball and hit the ball. That is all your job. ये चौका हो गया, छक्का हो गया, 100 हो गया, 50 हो गया, वो मेरे पे छोड़. So even if you lose in the first ball, you will come back and say, अगले बार देखता हूँ, इसी को देखता हूँ, इसी को 6 छक्का मारता हूँ, 6 छक्का भी मार के जाऊंगा. Again, which means you are able to say that, okay, maybe the God didn't want me to play in these innings, but God must be having some other plans. The Almighty be having some other plans. So one is, you consider you have somebody as a friend, philosopher and guide, and in our case you can take it as your intuition. Another example is Hanuman. Hanuman didn't believe his own capabilities. His own capabilities he was not aware. When Ram came and told him that you have to go to Lanka, he was like astonished. What are you asking me to do? He said, you have to fly. You have to go there and find Sita. He said, where is Sita? I have not seen her photograph. He said, there are no photographs. You will have to go and search there. There is a huge ocean in between. You have to go to that place, search for Sita. Then he says, how will Sita recognize me? Then he gives them her anklets and tells, you just show this to her, she will recognize you. हो गया, project detail दे दिया, यही करना है. But Hanuman did it because he had faith in that Ram who gave him that job. He said, Ram दिया है तो let me do in the name of Ram. राम नाम में जो दम है, सिर्फ राम नाम लिए, and he was a hero of Ramayana. Became an hero of Ramayana. कुछ नहीं. And when they came back to Ayodhya, to Ram told Hanuman, thank you for all the help you have done. You take any kingdom you want in this in my whichever I have, and you rule as a king. Hanuman रोने लग गया. Hanuman started crying. He told Ram, I don't want any kingdom. I don't want anything. I just want to be at your feet, serving you. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि when you believe in some master, you are able to do unimaginable things which you have not imagined. Just उनके नाम पे. Yes, I think I will do. Like some doctors say that certain operations they don't know, but it clicks. Somebody comes and कुछ हो जाता है and survive हो जाते हैं. So that is one. Either you keep your master as a friend, philosopher, guide, or you keep your master as your guru who will give you the job. जो भी कुछ बोला उसको बस सुन, just do it. Ram has told, no questions asked, करना है. Or you be like Sudama, whenever things are bad, talk to that Krishna like a friend, dosti. Or like Pragalad. Praglad's father was put him in so much trouble, but his belief was so strong. इतना strong था his belief that Narayana से came in the form of Hiranyakashipu when he was in trouble. इतना उसका belief था. Sorry, Narayana came in the form of Narasimha to kill his Rakshas dad, Hiranyakashipu. And if not nothing, जिंदगी में कुछ करना नहीं है, कुछ there is no project, मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You be like the gopis of Vrindavan. The gopis of Vrindavan, they only delighted in looking at Lord Krishna, and they couldn't even go home. Krishna had to tell him, okay, now go home and do it. He says, Tumne, how can we leave you? You have stolen our hearts. You are a chitta chora. You have stolen your heart, our hearts. We always want to see you. We always want you in front of us. They just lived just thinking of Krishna and lived with peace and tranquility. They just surrendered their life to Krishna, that you will take care of us. We just want to see you. We want nothing from you. We just want to see you. Didn't even go home. Chitta chora. So that is called SQ. This helps when you helps you to like a suraksha kavach for not getting mentally devastated. It is like a kavach, covering, which will help you not to get devastated in various storms that come in life. So many storms will come in life. So many. When the storm comes, this belief is like an umbrella, or this belief is like that Govardhana who will lift the mountain and you can stay safe below the mountain. वो गोवर्धन आके और माउंटेन करेगा, तुम you can be safe. Have that belief that whatever storm comes, whatever thunderstorm comes, there is one Chitta Chora who will lift the mountain for me. So imagine if you have all these three wells, IQ, EQ and SQ, and that when you assess yourself, think in terms of whether I have the total wealth. Sometimes my bank balance may not be very high. It may not be for 2 generation, 3 generation. It may not be even sufficient for my generation. But I'm able to deal with people. I've got social circle. I'm able to mix with the different kinds of people. I'm able to not be lonely. I'm able to be a part of some social service organization. I meet a lot of people. I can mix with them. I don't consider I am the only guy who knows everything. Then SQ. I always know there is one somebody who is going to take care of me because he created me, and that creation is inside. So if I suffer, he is suffering. So he will not allow me to suffer. So this is called the total wealth. So you will not have examples of people reaching at the top and then having BP, headache, kidney failure, heart disease, all these things, because latest medical science and other things are proving that your soul, because this is SQ is for the IQ is for the brain. Okay, that is very clear. IQ is for the brain. EQ is for your emotions, for your feelings, and SQ is for your soul. And all three are required for the total wealth, pura if you want to feel yourself as a wealthy person, then look at all three. Does he or she have all these three? Because your 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 happiness, your health is all going to depend on how peaceful you are from inside. That's why they say, as you grow, health is wealth. So with that, I come to the end of this video. This is one of my longest video. I don't know how many of you will can sit for 45 minutes to listen to this video, but I wanted to make this video because in Kali Yuga, we always think money is the barometer. Keep on doing something, achieve something is the barometer. But in actual fact, you may you may one you may achieve whatever you want, but you have to be careful, not at the cost of your mental health, not at the cost of the peace in your heart, peace in your soul. Only IQ without SQ, without EQ is going to be a disaster. So with this, find for yourself the solution. Your mind is your friend, the find is your enemy. Subhu's launch talk is about how to find solutions within your own self. Kaisa, how do I analyze and which part, which component should I focus on? You have to find the solution within yourself from with your own apparatus. This apparatus is here. The black box is here. The computer is here. The chip is here. The chip is here. So your different apps, IQ app, SQ app, EQ app. तो ऐप को किस तरह से करना है? So thank you very much, and I would congratulate all those who spent 50 minutes of your time, because this shows that you consider self-development as a key aspect in your life, and that will help you to grow, and that will help you to enjoy this journey in life, or at least to be peaceful in this journey in life. So many things will happen, but आपका nothing, everything you will leave it to them. अरे ये सब all these things are done by हर हर महादेव, हर हर महादेव सब कर रहा है. So with that, I come to the end of this video. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Till we meet in the next video, goodbye and take care.